So this guy Zelenskyy, he is a crook, and his true colors are really starting to show now that he's been informed by United States and European leaders that the money is going to stop flowing to Ukraine. No longer are we going to take taxpayer money from our countries and send it over to you for this endless war. The time is up. You better start looking towards having a peace treaty with Putin. And now that that money's gone, he's actually asking for loans. For real. I mean, he really wants to be loaned money to continue this endless war. Check this out.
If you can't give us some financial support, okay, please give us a credit and we will give you back money.
Wow. So this guy has received nearly $200 billion in the last 2 years free. He doesn't have to pay it back, mostly from the United States and the European countries, but he needs more. He's like an addict, like a crack addict or a heroin addict looking for that next high, that next injection. And he's stooping so low that he's actually looking for loans, for credit. We'll pay you back. And now people are starting to actually make parodies of this.
If you can't give us some financial support, okay, please give us a credit.
So first off, I really doubt that if any country or bank decided to loan or credit this guy money, that Ukraine is going to be able to pay that money back anytime soon. And if they did, it would probably be pennies on the dollar. This guy Zelenskyy, he really needs to just accept the truth and start to work towards ending this war. He needs to meet up with the Russian officials, with Putin. Maybe the United States can get involved too, because the United States has been involved in everything for the last 3 decades when it comes to these two countries. And they can say, let's compromise this thing out. Each side is not going to get everything they want, but you gotta end this war because the money is stopping. I'm telling you, you addict, you're not gonna get any more money. I get it. Russia invaded Ukraine. I'm definitely not a pro-Putin guy. They invaded Ukraine, but they were kind of pushed into it a little bit by you wanting to get into NATO and the United States pushing their buttons for the last 3 decades. I mean, NATO is an old Cold War era organization. Why are we even talking about Ukraine being involved in NATO in the 2020s? It doesn't even make any sense. And of course, Putin just gets tired of it. Could you imagine the United States having to deal with Russia trying to bring in countries that are on our border into the Warsaw Pact? The United States is not putting up with that kind of stuff. There's no way. Anybody who says, oh yeah, the United States would sit back and allow that to happen, you're kidding yourself. And so Putin goes in there, he invades a part of the Ukraine where most of the people actually want to be a part of Russia. They really have no interest in being part of Ukraine. They don't even really see themselves as Ukrainian. They see themselves as Russian. And so Putin's like, hey, listen, at least I'm going to take this part. Putin doesn't want to control all of Ukraine. He doesn't want to control a country that wants nothing to do with Russia. That is not in his plan or his desire. But this guy, he's so war hungry. He is so ready to keep going with this thing. He is not ready at all to make a compromise or a treaty or a peace agreement or end this war. Send me credit. Send me loans. If you haven't been able to win this thing with $200 billion and some really high-tech weaponry from Europe and the United States in the last 2 years, if Russia is now bearing down and building off a blockade that Ukraine has no way of getting through, getting more money, loaning more money to Ukraine is a bad bet. It's not going to work out. They're not going to be able to get through that Russian blockade. They're not going to be able to get that land back. It will be an endless war. It will be an endless loan and an endless credit. Any bank or any country that has common sense at all is not going to loan this money. And I think when he finally doesn't get any of the credit that he's asking so desperately for, maybe he'll finally give it up. I thought this was an interesting one. Figured I'd share it with you. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one.